Hello, I want to talk to you about one of the most important workplace protections in the Commonwealth of Virginia, our right to work law, and why it must be protected now more than ever. Virginia's right to work law guarantees one simple but important freedom. No person can be forced to join or financially support a union just to get or keep a job. This principle has been a cornerstone of Virginia's labor law for decades, protecting workers' rights across industries. Right to work is about choice. Employees have the right to decide if they want to join a union or not. No one can be forced to join, stay a member, or pay union dues as a condition of hiring, promotion, or continued employment. Employers and unions are prohibited from creating union security agreements. Those are agreements that would force workers to either pay dues or lose their jobs. In Virginia, that's simply not allowed. Workers in Virginia are protected from discrimination based on their union membership status. You can't be fired or denied a job just because you choose to support or not support a union. Unions still operate here in Virginia. They can still represent workers, negotiate contracts. But under right to work, support for the union is voluntary, never compulsory. There was an effort to add right-to-work protections directly into the Virginia Constitution in 2016. That effort narrowly failed at the ballot box. However, the statutory right-to-work protections remain in force and strong. Right-to-work laws protect individual autonomy, giving workers personal control over their own choices. It's also a huge factor in attracting businesses to Virginia. It's important to remember, right to work does not eliminate unions. Unions exist in Virginia. They still organize, negotiate contracts, and advocate for workers. But with right to work in place, membership is voluntary. Right to work doesn't stop collective bargaining. Right to work simply ensures that even in a unionized workplace, employees retain the choice whether or not to join and support the union financially. As debates continue about labor laws, we must remember, right to work and collective bargaining could coexist. However, some Virginia Democrats want to repeal Virginia's right to work law. At a recent forum in Roanoke on April 23, 2025, 5 Democratic candidates for Virginia Lieutenant Governor, LeVar Stoney, Ghazala Hashmi, Babar Latif, Aaron Rouse, and Victor Salgado, each pledged to repeal Virginia's right to work law. Their comments, however, revealed a troubling confusion about what right to work even means. LeVar Stoney called it a misnomer and parroted the tired slogan that it's the right to work for less. Ghazala Hashmi claimed it keeps wages down and prevents workers from uniting. Babar Latif simply declared yes to repeal, tying it to a vague commitment to working families. Victor Salgado said we must repeal it to give workers a right to negotiate, a right they already have under existing law. And Aaron Rouse echoed the same misunderstandings, suggesting that repealing right to work would somehow give workers the right to bargain, even though they already can. Let me be clear. Right to work and collective bargaining are two different things. Since 2021, Virginia localities have had the ability to authorize collective bargaining, and in all 8 localities that have adopted it, not a single employee is required to join the union. Why? Because of our right to work law. Repealing right to work doesn't expand collective bargaining rights. It takes away individual worker freedom, freedom to choose whether to join a union or not. It would create a system where workers could be fired for refusing to pay a union they don't support. That's not worker empowerment. Even worse, repealing right to work would harm Virginia's economy. States with right to work laws, like Virginia, see faster private sector growth, more job creation, and greater individual prosperity. Removing that protection would hurt workers, businesses, and families across our Commonwealth. In short, right to work does not ban unions. Right to work does not stop collective bargaining. Right to work does not lower wages. It simply protects your right to choose. Your freedom to decide what's best for you, without fear of losing your job. And we must stand strong for our right to work law.